Hello, hello, good morning and welcome to what will be a fun-filled day here at Crafters TV. My name is Debbie Robinson and you've got me on this side of the building all day. Bets, it is the second Saturday of the month, and if you're a regular viewer here at Crafters TV, you'll know what that will mean. It's literally the sewing takeover because it is, of course, softer side of life right now, and we have a craft along later because it's our sewing Saturday, and we do these every second Saturday of every month. Obviously not with myself, but with a really super talented person who I can't wait to work with today as well. I'm going to give a few shout outs before we get started and also go through a little bit of housekeeping, but I think what I'm going to do is I am going to absolutely give her a big warm welcome because she is the queen of our sewing side and this literally here at Crafters Companion, and it is of course the very beautiful, and she is absolutely beautiful, and the very talented, wonderful Becky Sworn. Good morning, Becky.
Hello, that's such a nice, welcome.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I'll pay you in a minute. It's been great. It's great working with you because we don't often get the opportunity to work together, do we?
We don't.
And
no.
I'm looking forward. You were saying before, there's going to be loads of questions you're going to ask today.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I think is really good because that is what you need to do. There's loads of people watching who don't know about sewing and that will need to know, need to ask all these questions. So this is a great opportunity for you. If you've got any questions and want to know what we're doing, why we're doing that, this is the opportunity for you to message in and let us know. So I'm looking forward to today.
It is. It's going to be an absolutely fabulous day. It really, really is. Now, I'll get all the housekeeping out of the way. Of course, we're not here alone. It's not just me and Becky. I'll go through, we have got, because in my ear, we have got producer Nicola in charge of Good Ship CTV today. The very lovely James is in control of all the buttons and the knobs and the joysticks and making sure the shots are all right and keeping us all in check. And then we've got lovely Sam backstage as well, who is producer Nicola's other half. And do you know what? She's got him well trained.
I know.
We've got a cuppa before we even get started.
And it's a good cuppa, isn't it?
It's a really good, really good. He's absolutely spot on, nailed it. On our socials today is the very, very gorgeous and my beautiful, do you know, I see her as like my little daughter, is our gorgeous Gracie, who's got to be in charge of all the comments. This is the perfect opportunity. We're a very interactive channel here at Crafters Companion at CTV. So any questions you want to ask throughout the day, no matter whether you think it's a daft one or not, absolutely get on board, pop that comment in there, and then Gracie will pass them through. And talking of comments, we've got a bit of a special event going off. As you all know, officially it was on Thursday, if I remember rightly, the official 4th year anniversary with our lovely Sarah. But it is 4 years of being here at Crafters TV, and so we're marking the celebrations, and we're doing lots of lovely things across the board, including including a giveaway of £200 or $200 just by commenting on any of the shows throughout that event. The event finishes on Monday, and myself and Craig will be here, and we will be drawing out and announcing the winner of that fabulous prize, and it'll be to spend on the website, whether you are stateside, whether you're in Europe, whether you're here in the UK, a £200, $200 prize, which I just think is fabulous just from simply commenting. So that's amazing, and we'll draw that on each and every show from now until Monday, so everybody's in with that chance. And that's across both Facebook and YouTube as well. Now, because it is our 4th year anniversary, we're also doing a little bit of a giveaway. I hear you say a giveaway. I love a giveaway. £250,000. I had to write it down because I'm thinking £250,000 of free product across the whole event, Becky. Absolutely amazing. So you can see here the website itself. Now, what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for oh look, click onto Craig, our lovely Hottie Scotty, go down there and you can read all the details, and you can see all those green stickers which are marking it says the £250,000 event. That's what you're clicking onto. That's where the giveaways all are. What was that again, producer Nick? I still can't get my head around it, Becky. £250,000 worth of free product, and you'll find everything at the touch of a fingertip across there over on the artist Scotty himself. Click onto him. It's almost like crazy, isn't it? Has anybody told the boss? But honestly, absolutely fabulous, and it really is a great event with it being our 4th year anniversary. We always do a celebration, and of course, what better way to celebrate than to give it away to you guys, including that fabulous prize as well. Now, first things first, this is Softer Side of Life, and we've got new launches, Becky.
I know.
And not
really
just
exciting.
one. Not just one. Oh, no. Because it's the sewing special and it's Sewing Saturday. It's not one launch, it's 2 launches that we've got. And we're going to go through everything there for you in a second because it really is incredible. I am going to do a few little shout outs though, because I have mentioned that we've got our Grace on there. She's already been sending a few hellos in. Having problems with this one, so I'm going to have to probably go to this one until I can get it sorted. But we've got Lynn Harvey's in, and she's saying, hello, Becky, Debbie, the amazing CTV, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone with a little wavy there. Sarah Brown, our gorgeous Sarah, the flaming galah. Hello, my friends, special hello and hugs to Becky and Debbie, all the CTV gang behind and in the gallery. Hope you're all well. It's now 8 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh. Is she in bed with a hot chocolate laced with Braileys?
Of course.
That's what she likes,
of course. Isn't it? She's a girl after my own heart. Absolutely, a girl after my own heart. Teresa Paradise, what a gorgeous name.
Oh, yeah.
What a note. God, that's lovely. Good morning from Centre Harbour, New Hampshire. Barbara R, hello everyone from Indiana. Odds 29, good morning, Odds. Morning all for far too hot already, Scotland.
Oh, really?
I never thought I'd seen that together in one sentence, but I have seen Craig's socials this morning. He said it's absolutely glorious. So I hope you're not too hot. I hope it's just nice for you. Kristen Thomas, good morning from a still dark PA. Lois is on. Good morning, everyone from Ohio. Debs, our Grace has put. That's because I said she's like my little daughter. I look at her and I think she's just so beautiful, isn't she? And so
she is.
I just want to take her home. She's lovely. She is. Sandra Dundas, morning. Becky, David CTV crew, social media superstar, and my crafty chatty chums. Becky, good morning. Debbie, Becky, and everyone else. Kelly's in from. I can't pronounce your surname, Kelly, so I'm not going to try. I think it's Giambetro. I think that's how you might say it. She's saying, good morning, you lovely ladies. Pauline Hassel, good morning from a very hot Cheshire. Cheshire? I went a bit posh then, didn't I? Cheshire? Is where Pauline's from. Enchanted Craft Fairy, happy Saturday to all. Glad to have a chance to join in on the chat. Terry Mack, good morning on a bright sunny day in Edinburgh. I love Edinburgh. Terry, love that place. Linda, good morning everyone. Pauline, good morning ladies. Denise Davis, good morning. It's going to be a beautiful show today with 2 beautiful souls on this Saturday. Oh, Denise, this is lovely. Thank you. And Diane Coleman says, good morning to you lovely ladies from Pelsar in the West Midlands. So all of you already that have been commenting, guess what? You're in that drawer already.
Wow.
So keep on commenting, and if everybody of our lovely viewers from YouTube as well. So it's slightly different today if you are tuning in and you're expecting Play Your Craft Right. Nope, it is the Sewing Saturday. So it's Softer Side of Life with our lovely Becky. And let's get into those new launches because literally, I can't wait for this, and I'll tell you why I can't wait for it. It's because it's something that I keep telling you, Becky, I want to get back into. I used to do it when I was younger and then just completely stopped. But so sewing, I'm going to be like a sponge, and I'm going to be soaking up all this information. And if I ask any questions, please don't think I'm daft, will you, Becky?
No, you're
because,
not. No,
because I do love.
There are no silly questions.
Exactly. We tell people that, don't we, all the time?
I remember years ago when we worked at a different place. And I said to Debbie, I'm making this card, what on earth is it called? And she was like, that's a bridge card, Becky. I was like, okay. So then you're making it. I was like, yeah, I don't know what it's called. But so silly question, really. But, you know, it was one of those questions that I really had to ask. Because, you know, there are no silly questions. We all have to start somewhere. So these new templates, do you want to run through them first?
I think, because honestly, these, I love bags.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. So we'll talk about the first one. Actually, shall we do the main, because we do have a one-click where you literally one-click button and you can get everything new. And we'll go through everything for you. What you can see on the left of me is the new collection of the bag templates. Now I'm going to move there one side so that you can get to see those. Now we have got 3 fabulous bag templates of a crossover bag, a drawstring backpack and a drawstring shoulder bag, and then the eyelet toolkit, which is a great in itself, and there is an option there for you in a second which we'll come to in a moment. But also with this we have also our second new launch included in there as well, where we have got, and I'm just going to move my little sticker off because I had to have everything labelled up today, just to give me a little bit of an helping hand, but we've got 3 multi-craft dies as well, which I'm going to line up there for you, and these are lovely if you love your stitching. Now I know Becky's got something special lined up with these later as well. So you've got the hello, the thank you and the friend, and then also included in all of this is your felt bundle, which is the beautiful, I mean, it's like a rainbow colour, it really is, but it's called Hello Colour, as you can see all those gorgeous colours in there. And then we also have in this one-click wonder, and this is right into producer Nicola, where we've got our, I absolutely love, like, I'm saying leather kit, well, it's the leather effect kind of fabric, which is just beautiful. And we've got blush pink, we've got olive, and we've also got navy. So that's everything that you can get hold of today in your one-click, we're going to call it a one-click wonder, where you can buy the entire show it's the best savings, basically, is what you're going to get this for, and the best deal. So for £135 or $175 at your flat, like literally the starting rate, should we call it, because you will drop price-wise when you take into consideration your club platinum. £104, $140 to get everything is a real good saving there. If you log into your account, you automatically will see whatever membership you are, whether it be bronze, silver, gold or platinum, you'll see the price that you'll be paying for that one-click wonder, which you literally can buy everything in one fell swoop. Now we are going to break it down a little bit more for you, because we obviously realise, you know, we've got pockets for everybody here at Crafters TV, so we'll focus mainly on, are we going to do number 1, the bag templates, Becky? So you can get these by themselves, and literally we'll put the details on the screen for you. Thank you very much. £55 or $70 for your 3 bag templates and of course your eyelets toolkit, and that will be reduced right down to £44 or $56 if you were either brand new today and signed up to Club Inspire, or you're a Club Platinum member already, which I think is absolutely incredible. Now I did say I love a bag, and I do love a good old bag, and I can't wait to see it. I can spy some amazing samples, finished samples over with our lovely Becky. So I'm going to throw over to you, Becky, so you can show off what these actually look like once you've got those templates out and make them up.
Fabulous. Okay, so I've got a few different samples here made with different types of fabrics. So this first one is your drawstring bag here. So you can see, if I just open this up, you can see you've got lots of these eyelets. We've really made use of this new eyelet tool, so you can make it into a proper kind of drawstring. So you've got 2 rows of eyelets on here. We've used some of the leather, the faux leather that we've got on the show today to make this one. But you can use all of your fabrics that you've got happen to have at home. I've actually, and the one I'm going to be making now, I'm using the leather as a pocket, or the faux leather as a pocket. So you can see you've got quite a big, meaty kind of bag here. Fill in with any of your lining that you might want to do. You can make your own straps for go running through on these little eyelets, or you could use some cord, so it's up to you. And you've got a nice thick strap on this one. The next one I'm going to show you is this one, which is your crossover drawstring bag. So it goes over the clothes like that. You've got a little pocket here. This is probably I'd say this is probably the one you want to start with. Only simply because it's quite small. It's small in comparison to the other ones. You've got a lot of options in here. I mean, I'm thinking this fills. You could fit 2 bottles of champagne in there.
And more.
And some glasses. A couple of canapes down there. Yeah, easy, easy. Really nice sort of shaped bag, and quite good size. If you've got somebody going to college or school, this would fit in like A4 folders quite easily in there, because it's nice and tall. So that's that one. And then this one is your backpack. So this one in totally different types of fabric to show you the kind of thing that you can do. But you pull it back, and then you've got these straps that go over your back, and there's your backpack here. So made with this beautiful fabric. Now, in the instructions, we do say to you about putting some lining in there, not lining, interfacing and batting or wadding. I haven't done that today. I've just done sort of a simple bag without any of those sorts of things. Now, batting and interfacing or wadding, they're the things that give your bag structure. So it depends the kind of fabric that you're using and the kind of finish that you want on something. So if you want something that's a very structured bag that basically holds its own shape, you'll want to put some batting in there or some bosal, which is like a foam. If you want something that's quite slouchy, this one, for example, has got some wadding in it. Just feeling it. This one hasn't got anything in it at all. It's literally just the fabric. So you can see it tends to be quite slouchy. So this is that crossover bag with that pocket at the front. So it looks very different, feels very different. But there's nothing to stop you from putting lots of structure into these bags or none at all. It really just depends on the kind of thing that you want. So these ones are all being made with cotton fabric. This one again hasn't got anything inside it. No wadding, no batting, no interfacing. But this one I can feel got a bit more structure to it. You can see it sort of holds its shape a little bit better. This has got some wadding in it. And wadding is that kind of sort of slightly fluffy stuff that you put in between quilts. But you can use all sorts of different weights of things like that depending on the kind of thing you're using. If I was going to be using a really thick, heavy cotton fabric like a denim, for example, I probably wouldn't put anything in there at all. But if I was going to use some cotton lawn, which is very, very fine, sort of soft fabric, you're going to want to put some interfacing or some wadding in between to give it a bit more structure.
They're beautiful, Becky.
They're good, aren't they?
I honestly, I was just looking at those bags thinking, I absolutely love those. Have you made all of those, Becky, or is it from the design team?
No, the design team made them, thank goodness. I don't think I'd have the time to make them all, because there's nine different bags that we've got here.
Wow.
So quite a lot. But these are simple for you to do. We've given you step-by-step instructions. There aren't any videos for these, but you don't actually need any videos for these because you will be able to work out how to put everything together. They're simple to use. This is the one that I'm going to be using at the moment. This one is your drawstring crossover bag. So that's the one which I just showed you with that very sort of deep pocket. It's around about A4 kind of size. When you open up your template, this is what you'll find. You'll get your template here, which is nice and clear. So these are acetate templates. Or acrylic, not acrylic templates, acetate templates, so they're flexible. And they have these little markings in between in order for you to use your heat erasable pen or your tailor's chalk or your mark-away spray, depending on what you want to do with it. So your mark-away spray is like sprayable tailor's chalk. So if you're using dark fabric, you won't be able to use one of your pens on the dark fabric because it won't show up. So you'll need to be able to mark it in somewhere on here. And you've got all of these different markings down here, like these little arrows, which indicate the direction the fabric should be in. We've put on here exactly what everything is, so even if you have lost your instruction booklet, you'll still be able to see what bits and pieces you need to cut out. We've also put little markings here for highlighting where those little rivets go. Rivets? Eyelets. Not rivets, eyelets go. So we're going to put those on in a moment. We've given you a little instruction booklet and we've given you lots and lots of information in here. So we show you, as if you bought these before, our templates before, they follow the same kind of way of working. So it shows you here how much fabric you're going to need for each thing, whether you need lining fabric, whether you need interfacing or wadding, how much cord you might need to use, if you're going to be using cord, if you're going to make your own, and all of the different pieces of equipment that you need to use. And then when you'll come to the cutting out templates, you'll see we've highlighted them in red, so you can see exactly which one is relative to the piece of fabric that you're going to be cutting out. Down here we've shown you how to cut everything out, and we've given you like a shopping list really of all the bits and pieces that you need to make sure you've cut out before you get started. And then we've given you step-by-step instructions to go through the little booklet in order to put everything together. So we're going to get started.
Gosh, can I just say, Becky, that is a comprehensive booklet put there together, so that you know if you were on your you're not going to fear anything then. You're just going to open it up and you're going to be able to, because everything's been clearly explained in it, which I think is crucial sometimes to have at your fingertips. So I think that's a really lovely, a lovely thing to pop in there.
Absolutely.
Not just the templates on their own. So do you know, when I was looking at it, I was like glued to the screen thinking, do you know what? I think I could do that.
You could do it.
Yeah,
You could.
definitely.
You could. And in the break, that's what you're going to be doing. No breaks for you, Debbie. You're going to be sewing. You're going to be making a bag. We're going to be making outfits tomorrow. Aren't we, Nicola? In between shows, we're making a dress in between shows. Right, so I've already pre-cut my fabric out. So you can see the fabrics here that I've got. So I've cut my various pieces. So this one here, put that one over there to one side. Yeah, this is actually my fabric.
Is that your fabric,
It is my
Becky?
fabric, yeah, this is my fabric. So we've got two pieces which form the, this is the main pocket, this is the main panels here. So that's that one here. So these are the main panels. So that we're going to put those to one side. Then we've done the side panels, which are these ones here. So you can see we'll cut them around this bit here. So two side panels. Then this is your base panel, which is this one over here. And then this is a pocket panel. And this I've cut out of that faux suede in the blue. So I've also cut out the same amount of pieces, but out of my lining fabric, but I've already put those to one side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the pocket. So I'm just going to show you on here. So you can see we've got all our bits and pieces. When we make our pocket, we want to use the pocket piece, and we also want to use the lining piece. We want to pop those right sides together. And obviously I'm using plain lining, so it doesn't really matter pattern-wise, but you may want use some really sort of funky lining and do a very plain outside, or you want to do the opposite. It's entirely up to you. You just need to make sure you've got enough fabrics for these. So we're just going to pop those together. Now with faux leather, faux suede, you do not want to use any pins. You want to use some of your clips. So these aren't our clips. These happen to be the ones that I found in my bag, but we have quilting clips available on the website, and we're just going to stitch along here 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and we're going to fold everything over and then give it a bit of a press. So do you ever stitch? Do you ever sew, Debbie?
So I used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
But since, obviously, well, I was talking about it yesterday to Corinne. My mum bought me and my sister a sewing machine when we were younger, and I used to use it all the time, but just the basic stitch. So I never used any of the things that were on there. So yeah, I used to, but I haven't used a sewing machine in years and years and years. And I keep looking at all the fabulous machines and keep thinking all of the lovely things that I could be making. And my daughter, this is what my eldest daughter does, Becky.
Really?
She is, yeah. That's what she did, what she took at university. So I'm literally watching through a new fresh pair of eyes today. I'm so excited to be presenting with you today, because this for me is fascinating to watch.
It's always nice to try something a little bit different, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And a while ago I started watching a few people doing videos of making underwear, and that's what I thought I'd have a go at, making underwear.
Really?
Yeah. I bought the stuff, but I haven't actually had time to make any of it. But she makes some beautiful stuff, and I thought, oh, that'd be really nice, something to do. But then you think, oh, I can buy underwear for very little, and you sort of wonder whether is it worth it. But I think it is worth it. If you're able to sort of make your own bits and pieces, it's worthwhile giving it a try.
Yeah. Right, how long have you been sewing, Becky?
I don't remember not sewing.
You've always?
We always have done. So as a child, so my mum and dad worked as costume designers and prop makers at Shepperton Studios. And so as a small child, that would be where I'd go. Evenings, weekends, we were always at the studio. And they used to have a big box full of offcuts of card and paper and fabrics. And you just used to be making things all the time, because that's what people did. And it was just one of those things that seemed to be, what we all did. Cause lots of my mum's friends at the studio, they had children the same sort of age. And I think all of us have ended up doing something that's sort of slightly, somewhat creative. So a few graphic designers, a couple of people have gone into prop making as well.
Yeah.
It just seems to be the kind of thing that everybody did. So I'm just going to top stitch over here so it keeps it nice and neat.
You said a top stitch?
Top stitch. So top stitch is when, so I've stitched this together, this seam, and then I folded it over. But in order to get a nice finish to this, I want to stitch over here, so we're stitching on the top of everything. just to give it a nice finish. Now I'm using orange thread because that's what we happen to have on the sewing machine. You probably want to use a different kind of thread. It's always the way, isn't it, when you start stitching and then it goes, oh no, hold on a minute, I don't want you to do that. Right, let's just see if that will work. You find a little scrap of fabric.
Well, do you know while you're sorting that, Becky,
Yep.
I'll read a few more comments because we've got a few more comments on here as well. I say a few more comments. People are excited about the craft along, Becky, later.
Oh, good.
They are all excited about this craft along project. So, and our lovely, I'm going to say this, Sherry Burns has said, looking forward to the craft along. She's popped, it's more my kind of sewing. I love it. It's we'll talk about it when we'll get Becky to show it later. There are details over on our Crafters TV page on Facebook that you can go over and see the actual project. And it's either a table runner, a Christmas table runner, or it could be a bed runner as well. And it looks absolutely fabulous. And of course, it's not going to be done all in the one craft along in the 2 hours. We do have a guest as well. But of course, our Becky now regularly does weekly lives, which we'll talk about as well in a second too. So yes, thank you very much for the comments. Keep them coming in. We've had a few more hellos, but we'll do those in a second while we carry on watching our lovely Becky.
Okay, so that there was just while I was stitching that, because you're stitching onto your faux suede, it just sticks slightly, so you just need to sort of feed it through a little bit more than you perhaps you would do normally. Might get rid of that bit of thread. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to put this with the panels. So we're going to pop that onto this large panel here. So this is that front panel of the bag. And then we want to, I'm just going to use some sort of very wide stitches, sort of very long stitches here, just to base that into place. And then after that, we're going to stitch the two sides panels together, like that. And we're going to stitch the other panel together, and that's going to create the outer part of our bag. And then we're going to put the base part onto it. So I'm just going to change my stitch length, so it will be as wide as possible, which is 4.5. And once again, because I want to secure everything, I'm going to use my clips. So what you can do, if you find that your machine, so the foot of your machine might stick a little bit to this, if you're finding that is the case, you can pop a little piece of tissue paper here. So the kind of paper you get in some of our boxes of paper craft, you can just use some of those just to stitch that, just to stitch on there so it allows it to glide properly. Or you can get a Teflon foot at the bottom of your machine, and that will help. But we're just going to do some very quick stitching down here.
I've had a question, Becky, if that's okay as well. Pauline Pitts is asking, how thick is the faux leather, please, Becky?
How thick is it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Will it tell me on mine?
It might have it on as microns on the edge of the thing, or like
I'll have a quick look for you. While you carry on stitching, I'll have a quick look and see if it tells us.
Is what I would say, but that's not really very helpful. It's thinner than our velvet that we've had, and it's probably the same as the suede that we've had before, the faux suede or faux leather we've had in the past. But that's not very helpful to you, so I apologise about that.
I can't see anything on the packaging, but it is a good quality, but it's not overly thick. It's not too thin either, if that makes any sense. You know, you can get some thick ones, thin ones as well, can't you? But it's not too thin, it's not too thick. I think it feels just right.
It's not much help for any of us.
No, I know. I do apologise,
like
and I don't think. Well, we'll check the website out for you as well and see if there's anything on the website.
No, I mean, I couldn't even. I'd say it was twice the thickness of a piece of cotton fabric is probably the best I can do for that. I'm just going to re-stitch this because it hasn't come out very well. It's come out a bit puckered. So I'm just going to change that here. So chat amongst yourselves while I unpick this. This is the problem actually with, you know, sometimes you stitch something, it doesn't come out quite right, you have to redo it. And that's, you know, when we've been doing the craft alongs on my Facebook Lives, you know, sometimes we've had lots of IT problems. So if anyone's watching who's been watching the Facebook Lives, you know we've had a number of IT problems. Liam is coming in on Wednesday next week.
Yes.
So he's actually going to be there at the time I would normally be doing the Facebook Live.
Yeah, could you tell, because I know we've got new viewers watching all the time. You do Facebook Lives now every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
That's right.
And you do those from home, don't you?
Yeah, do those from home in the hottest room you've ever been. It's like me doing sewing in a sauna. It is baking. Yeah, maybe we should call it Sewing in a Sauna.
And for the benefit of those new people, Becky, where can they find you?
It's within the Facebook group Sewing with Crafter's Companion, but you'll be able to find it there. And it will, and then after it's gone live, it will be linked to my Crafter's Companion Facebook page.
Yes.
But yeah, you can watch it on there, and it's quite useful for people being able to have sort of an interactive kind of opportunity. I mean, like you do Facebook Lives.
I do indeed.
Every week.
Yep, I love my Facebook Lives. I feel I feel like I can be on a bit more of a one-to-one with people, and I quite like that. It's really nice. Both myself and Craig on the papercraft side, we do our own Facebook Lives from home, and I know you do as well now. For all you lovely sewists out there, maybe you want to try sewing for the first time, head over to that page. I think you click to join, don't you, and get asked a question or two.
Yeah, you do.
It's not anything imposing. It's not asking for any
it's just basically asking
details.
About us, that kind
absolutely.
Of thing.
Because we've had a few people. We've got a Sheila Swift Heap, as she's saying, I'm very excited to be watching my first softer craft show. Started watching CTV a couple of months ago, looking forward to seeing tips with the big kissy lips there for you, Becky.
Thank you. Oh, I hope, well, my tip at the moment is make sure you've got an unpicker with you, not a big pair of scissors. Oh, dear me. Right, we're nearly there.
It happens to us all, Becky. We always forget something.
I think what I might do is I might actually stitch this bit by hand, just because I just want some really wide stitches, and it's not liking it's been a bit temperamental, the machine, as often is the case, and mainly because what I could do with is a little bit of tissue paper, just to stop everything from sticking on this faux leather. But we're going to make it work. It's going to be fine. It's got a couple of little puckers there, which I don't want on that little bag. There we go.
Well, while you're doing that, Becky, I'll give a few more shout-outs to a few people who have joined us this morning. We've got Sally Pestana, I think that's how you say your name, Sally, has put aloha from Honolulu. Welcome. Oh, lovely. That sounds beautiful place. Teresa has put good morning to all my crafty friends and CTV family. It's 3 a.m. here in San Diego, California. Rita Jackson, good morning, crafty peeps. I woke up late this morning. Doesn't matter, Rita, you're here now, so that's all that counts. And of course, you're all commenting, so that does mean your names will all go into be a chance with winning. Through our grace, I was going to be picking someone later to go into that £200 or $200 prize giveaway that we'll be doing on Monday and drawing. Now then, I'm going to say this slowly. Right, wait a minute. I think it's Veganista, Celeste, Peaceful Willow. Whew.
Wow.
That's a beautiful name. I'm assuming that might be a username on YouTube. You must let us know. And she's put, good morning, everyone. Happy crafting day. Good morning, my lovely. Sally Cripps has put, hey up. I like that one. Hey up, Becky, Debbie, hope you're both well. Hope you have fans today. It's absolutely scorching out there. Sally, we do. So I will apologise now because I know my lovely James has said to me, Debbie, can you turn the fan down? No, that's the lowest it's on. And it is very warm in the studios, and you don't want me decking it or Becky decking it. So we've got fans on both sides of the studio because it is warm. Although it isn't very sunny outside here in the in Newton Aycliffe at the moment, but it is very, very warm. So yeah, it is, and it's quite hot. So thank you, Sally. So if you can hear some fans, I do apologise. We've just got them in here to try and keep us cool. The aircon is out there. We keep saying we need to move this studio out there into the back area, and it is gorgeous out there. And even though we open the doors, it still doesn't come in. So we have to have our helping hands, i.e. the fans. So thank you, Sally, for that. Rita's put, the only sewing I have been doing lately is sewing the ribbons onto my granddaughter's pointe shoes.
Oh, pointe shoes. Oh,
pointe shoes, yeah.
I used to love doing that.
And she's put, maybe Becky can get me back into my sewing machines.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Keep on watching, Rita. Enchanted Craft Fairy says, loving Becky's nails. Wow, they are gorgeous, rainbow colours.
I really
beautiful.
do need to get them done again.
I know.
I was looking at them, it's running out of time. No, I think you're quite lucky because does your daughter do your nails?
No,
oh,
no, that's not me.
No, it's not. It's but you've got a new lady that does your nails.
I have,
you?
yes.
Yeah.
I go to a different place now. Yeah.
So the lady that does my nail, it's a guy that did my nails, and he was amazing, and he's gone back to. Where did he come from? Thailand, and he's much better than any of the other women that have done my nails. I loved the way he does my nails, and he's gone back, so I need to find somebody else new to do my nails.
Bless you.
Right. I've done a cheat here because I've used glue, because we have textile glue. It's very good. Why was I being silly and trying to base these stitches in? I could just do it with textile glue. So that's what I've done. I've just glued, because it's all going to be sewn together. It's not like we're going to just glue everything together. We're all going to sew it together. So we're going to sort of glue those two pieces together for the moment. You can see that's just holding okay. And it's only like this in order for it to stop it from slipping. So now I'm going to stitch these pieces together. So these are my side pieces. I'm just going to give that a quick iron. So it's a little bit crumpled where it's been in my bag. And I am going to trim that other piece off so it fits that little pocket.
Becky, I've just had a quick question from Hannah Goslin Smith, who says, looked away for a minute. What did Becky glue rather than sew, and how do we know when to do which?
If I can glue something, I'll do it. So all I've done here is, because I wanted to stitch down this pocket onto that first panel, and I was struggling a little bit. What I've done is I've glued the pocket to the lining around here, and I've actually glued that whole pocket to that outer piece. So basically, where I was going to be doing a basting stitch, which is just like a rough, easy stitch just to hold everything in place, I just thought, well, why would I worry about that when I can get away with
Could I ask a question, Becky?
Of course you can.
Would you stitch over that then? Is that glue or strong enough?
It's going to be stitched through, because we're going to stitch the bag together in a minute.
Ah, right, okay.
And then we don't need to worry about the fact that that glue is not going to be holding everything together. It's just sort of securing it together.
And does it dry quickly, or?
Yeah, really quickly, and it doesn't gum up your machine. So I find when I'm putting a zip in, sometimes when you put a zip in, you put a pin in and that kind of thing, but it can move very slightly, and especially if you're stitching. Sometimes your fabric can even stretch,
yes.
So your fabric can get a bit longer.
Yeah.
So I find if I'm going to put a zip into anything, I always put a little bit of glue to hold that stitch together and hold that zip together, and it works really, really well. I mean, I'm totally in love with our textile glue. I think it's an amazing
because we don't have it on the show, but it is available, and it is on the website, and it is the Kalal Kalal textile glue. That's the official name. So if you just tap that into the bar at the top, that'll bring you and take you to it. And it's part of the Kalal range. We have, and you'll know we use Kalal glue all the time in paper crafting, but there is a fabric glue in there as well, which is what Becky's using. So it's not on the show, so it won't be on Shop the Show, but it will definitely be on the website for anybody wanting to get hold of some of that glue that Becky's just used.
Very useful. I think Leanne was saying she had a dog crate with like a fabric zip, and the zip had come away, and she just glued it together and it held.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I would stitch over that, but it seemed to work absolutely fine. So now I've put my panel, so I've done my front panel and I've done the side panel. I'm going to put that together and then stitch them.
I'm going to have to read this comment out because it's lovely. Shelley Skinner has put, this is what I like about Crafters TV. There is no covering up if there is a slight mistake. You show it makes us mere mortals feel better when we mess up. Do you know what, Shelley? We're mere mortals too, and we do mess up. And it does happen, and it can happen when we're live here at Crafters TV, and we won't fudge it up. We'll be honest and tell you. At the end of the day, it's like, especially in papercraft, it's just a bit of card. And as you've just seen, Becky has been able to rectify her little mistake there very, very quickly and very, very easily as well. So we're not in the habit of trying to trying to mislead people. We are just mere mortals like everybody else.
My amount of times I've stitched something together inside out, and my mum messaged me during a show saying, "You're doing it wrong." And I think lots of people had messaged in saying, "Tell Becky she's doing it wrong," but it was too late. It was too late. But these things happen. I think it doesn't help when you're chatting away either, and you're like thinking about the next thing you're going to do. I'm making excuses, but
yeah, because when you're at home and you're just crafting by yourself, and you're quiet, you're talking your head, but you're not talking out loud and trying to interact and things like that as well at the same time. So yeah, it's a skill set.
Absolutely,
that's looking beautiful,
so
Becky.
You've got your pocket here now, so that's your main panel. You've got your two side panels, and then we want to put this other panel on there. So we're going to do it on this side first of all. We're just going to stitch along here. So we're doing exactly the same way. And this is the same thing that you would do with your linings. Obviously with the lining you've not got a pocket, or you could put an internal pocket if you wanted to. But you're doing it in exactly the same way. I'm going to do this here.
You make it look so easy, Becky.
Pardon?
You make it look so easy.
I don't know if I do. I mean, when I look at my mum, and my mum can just look at anything and go, oh yeah, I can make that. And she'll like sit there and she'll fiddle around for about 10 minutes, and then before you know it, you've got, you know, the identical outfit that Prince won to his 1996 concert. No, she's amazing. She's really amazing. And then when there's things like my son needs like a repair done on a pair of trousers, and he sort of says, "Oh, can you do them?" I'm like, "No. Get Nanny to do that for you." Because she's so much better than me. So she moves into her new. She's moving to a very nice sort of retirement home, and we've just finally got the date for her to move in. It's all being decorated for her. She's going to have a craft room. Really looking forward to her getting into her new place. It'll be good.
Oh, that's lovely.
Right. So now here we have. It's basically like a tube. Where we've got the outer part. We want to put this part in around the edge. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to place it inside. So we're putting right sides together, and we're going to just spend a little bit of time in putting all these little sections together. So I'm going to be using a mixture of pins and clips, because some of the areas are just going to be pinned in, because we're going to two different types of, the same type of fabrics. We're going to cotton fabric, but where it's going round to that suede or faux suede fabric, we're going to use some clips. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around this, and we're going to sew all the way around this, because this is our outside piece of fabric. If you were doing this, so you do exactly the same thing with your inside, with your lining, but you want to leave a gap to fold everything through, so about a 4-inch gap somewhere in there, but I'll show you that in a moment.
I've had another question, if I can, while you're doing that, from Sandra Dundas.
Yep.
She's put, is basting what back in my day was called tacking, Becky?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think basting is more of a US term. So yeah, basting, tacking, whatever you want to do there. If you can get away with putting a bit of glue in there instead, I just think it's a little bit easier.
You can tell I'm new to it, can you, when I'm calling it basting? It's basting.
No, basting.
Basting.
Yeah, like basting your turkey. Only it's not the same. Don't pour any oil on it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I wonder why we've got those two. English language is strange, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is. Don't get us started on the subtitles that go along Crafters TV when I try to pronounce things. Let me tell you now. I will tell you. Yesterday, Christine sent me the video. She sent me the video of my little faux pas with the of the popping. I'll say it slowly, popping.
You're popping what?
Because I said popping very quickly along with some other words. Yeah. It came out really, really rude.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, honestly,
Debbie.
Becky, I'll show you later in the break. Honestly, I couldn't stop laughing. It genuinely was very funny. So yes, the subtitles that come up, which are automated by Facebook, sometimes those subtitles, and I'm conscious of what I'm saying now, because I can see that it's translating what I'm saying. So this is when I probably will put on my posh voice so that you can understand me more clearly, and we'll have no more faux pas. I'm trying to think what that's coming up with.
There's that video, I don't know if you've seen it, with the guy, and he goes around his smart home, where he walks in, he goes, curtains open, coffee on, and he does this whole thing of just talking to his smart home, and then he says, tell me what I've got today, and they say, at 3 o'clock you've got a dentist appointment, and he goes to the dentist, and the dentist obviously does some work on him, and when he gets to his house, it's pouring with rain, he goes to open the door, and he says, door open, and he doesn't understand, because he's got sort of like a garbled voice, because he can't speak properly, and he ends up being stuck in his house. Finally manages to get in, stuck in his house with blaring music, which he can't turn down, because every time he says quieter, they mishear it as louder. And I just thought that was quite amusing. But you know, when you send predicted texts, and I sent one to my daughter saying, I bought her an ice cream, and I said, there's a Solero in the freezer for you. And she came back going, ugh, that's disgusting. And it had mistyped it to spleen. There's a spleen in the freezer for you.
Oh dear.
I thought it was quite amusing. Right, so you can see here now we've got our outer part of our bag. Just conscious of the time, and I want to show you how to do the sort of rivets of the bag. So you can see here what that's looking like now. This is the outer part of the bag. So this is this is your lining fabric. So this is exactly the same here, but you've got this little gap here in order for you to turn around the bag. So we can see here with that little booklet, as we're going around here, it shows you whereabouts you are. Now what you want to do is you want to have the, turn this all round the right way. So you want to have this round here, and I'm going to pop my lining inside my bag like this. So I'm pop that in here, like that. And
so you're putting it in basically to the outside part.
So you can see now you've got, this is your right side and this is your right side of your lining. You want those touching, you want the right sides together. And again, we're going to go round and we're going to pin this together. I'm conscious of the time is running out, isn't it? Oh, there we go, that bit there. So we're just lining up those seams. And what I haven't done already is I haven't marked on here where those eyelets are going to be, which I need to do in just a moment. Becky, what have you done there? Crazy, crazy lady. Oh, there. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to put the side seams together on the front seams. So just spend a little bit of time and just see, I'm just matching those up. Like that. And we're going to stitch around the top of this and then turn it round the right way. Like that.
So you just line your pins across the top, that secures it, and then... Yeah.
So you can see each time I'm going round, those outer seams are matching up with those lining seams. Making sure they're all okay, and then we're going to stitch around the top. And this is a great way of doing your bags because you hide all your messy bits inside, because we're going to turn everything inside out in a moment and then put your markings on. So we're going to stitch around here now.
Emilia Sirocco has put, Becky, you need to have your mum as a special guest on the show. We would love to meet her.
There is no way my mum would come on. She just wouldn't. My dad always used to say, oh, going on set is really boring, and consequently never took me on set when he was working because he just used to find it really, really dull. You know, he used to do a lot of films where, you know, you'd be filming for like 17 hours or something ridiculous. You'd only get like 3 seconds worth of usable footage. But it's never something, my mum and dad were, you know, they loved doing what they did, but they were never that interested in coming on or, you know, talking about anything. Whereas I was always sort of like quite keen to have the opportunity to be on air if I could.
Rita Jackson's put, blue is my favourite colour, so Becky is definitely stirring my sewing mojo. That's good.
If you like blue fabric, you need to look at my website. And that's all I'm saying.
What is your website? Can I say what your website is, Becky?
Well, actually, I've got a funny feeling my website's not working at the moment because it's changsfabrics.com, or you can look on Facebook. But I sell all my fabric is blue. Every single thing is blue.
Is blue a favourite colour of yours?
I do quite like it, but it all sort of stems from the fact that all my fabrics dyed with indigo, handmade indigo. Was handmade Chinese fabric with indigo, so that's why everything seems to be blue. Now I'm going to give birth to the bag.
You're going to what?
I'm going to give birth to the bag. So I stitched around the top here, and I'm going to put my hand in the middle, and then I'm going to. We've still got them on the website. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're turning the bag.
Oh my God, is that why you have the hole in the bottom?
Yeah, that's right.
To give birth to the bag. I love it.
Okay.
I love that. Is that a term that you come up with, Becky?
No. So we're going to do that. So you've got your lining sticking out here now. And then we're going to pop the lining back in to the bag. So we're just going to tuck all of that back in. So you can see the lining, all of those raw edges or those rough edges are all contained within. So you've got a nice finish to the bag.
Do you sew your bottom up though, Becky?
I beg your pardon. Do I sew my
you sew your bottom?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
That's because I remember the hole's still there, isn't it?
Yeah,
so...
the hole's still there. Yeah, you would do. I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that a bit later. But yeah, you do make sure your bottom's all closed up. Yeah, you do want to make sure you do that. So you've got this here. So that's your bag in essence.
Oh,
now
wow.
you want to give this a bit of a press, and you want to. You can give this a bit of a top stitch like we did before, just to finish that off all nicely. That could be something we can do. But I'm conscious of the time, so I want to show you how to do the eyelets because there's something. This is just such a cool gadget that we've got here. Now we want the eyelets all dotted around here so we can pull everything in. So what I'm going to show you is how the eyelets work. So in your package you will get your eyelet tool, you've got these little washers, and you've also got the eyelet piece. I don't know what officially it's called. Grab my details here. It's called your front eyelet piece and your washer, and you've got everything in silver, gold, and also in a brass colour. And then you've got these little tools here and a screwdriver, and you've got that actual punch kit. So what we want to do first of all is take this out. And it's quite a sturdy piece of kit. We want to first of all cut a hole into the fabric. So I've got one here. I've got a piece of cotton fabric which I've already used. So generally speaking, if you're going to be doing an eyelet, you're going to use 2 layers of fabric, possibly even more. So we're going to cut 2 layers first of all. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to pop this piece down here. And it just slots in that little piece here, and then we're going to screw that up. And then we're going to use this one, which is going to go, just takes a little bit of manoeuvring.
It's good to see though how to use this.
Here, yeah. So we're just going to screw that in like that, so it's tight. It just takes a little bit of time just to make sure you get it in the right place. And then when we press down on that is going to cut the little hole into the fabric. So just make sure that you've tightened up that little screw at the very bottom. So when we want our fabric, we want our eyelets, we're going to pop that here. If you can quite see, move that out of the way. Yeah. So I'm just going to get that in the right place, and I'm going to press down. Really hard. Obviously my hand's not very strong today. Right, there you go.
You could hear it, yeah.
You need 2 hands, and then we're just going to make sure that comes out. I hadn't actually screwed that down tight enough there. There we go. Here's my screwdriver. Get that out. And we can move that out. Okay. Like I said before, make sure that is screwed really, really tight down here, because that is where my problem arose. So let's tie that up again. Make sure that's nice and tight. Nice and tight there in that little screw, and then you can see you've made this little hole. So let's try it again over here, see if this one comes out a little bit better. Little hole.
And that cuts the fabric for the eyelets to go into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so there's the little eyelet hole that's been cut out there, so you can see those. Then we want to change these 2 little pieces around here. I've obviously got very weak hands today. You know when you wake up in the morning, do you have what I call them sleepy hands?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with your hands at all.
Yeah.
That's obviously what I've got this morning. It's not actually that difficult. And then we're going to swap them around. We're going to pop this one in and then this one down here. So you've only got 4 little tools in this box. You've got those 2 that cut. So you can see here, if I pop them together, you can see that that goes in here,
yeah,
and it fits just right inside there. So it's quite tight into that little hole in order to cut everything out. And then this one is going to go in here. once again, we're going to screw that, tighten that screw so it's nice and tight. Like that. And then this one, you can see it bounces a little bit. It's got a little bit of a spring in it.
Yeah.
And we're going to pop that one at the top. So in order to fit that one at the top, we just need to press that little screw in so we can get that bit there. And then we'll screw that until that's nice and tight. And then we're going to take one of our eyelets. So this is the one here. You can see it's almost looks like a little bit of a top hat. And then we want a washer. Oops, not that many washers, Becky. Just one.
Just the one, Becky, just the one.
The washer. So we want this bit here to go on the outer part of your fabric. So that's going to go on the outside.
Yep.
And then the washer goes on the inside like that. Which we've got them around the right way. And then we're going to place this inside here. Just make sure you've got it all in the right place. And then press down. Again, just give it a little bit of a wiggle. Press that down. Why is this not? If I put the washer around the wrong way. Put the washer around the wrong way.
See, that would definitely be a Debbieism. I would definitely do that if that was that. But it's good to see Becky showing how to use this, and the comments coming through are saying literally the same thing. So fabulous that you're seeing that as well. Loads of comments that I'm going to go through. In fact, shall I do a few of those comments while you're sorting that out? Because Carol Gamble's put, I love your stories, Becky, you're so funny. Rita Jackson's put, birth in the bag, too funny but true. Tina Costin's put, love the blue, she always gravitates that colour. Ruth Miser's put, ha ha ha, giving birth to the bag. She's going to tell her mum that one. I think that's a really good one, Ruth, as well. Also, good morning, Becky from Cynthia Wood. Really enjoying Softicide. I used to sew and needing to get back into it. These shows are nice refreshers for those that hasn't sewn in a while. Me and you both, Cynthia, because I haven't sewn for such a long time. It's been lovely. I have literally been that engrossed in Becky's things. I'm forgetting to talk, and I've got a job to do. I'm meant to be talking because she's just literally, I'm just mesmerised by what she's doing. As Becky has as well, because she's put, Becky has had me so engrossed in sewing, I forgot to comment. Tess put, hello crafty lovelies, I've resisted all week, but I just can't resist a good threaders event. Becky makes it look oh so easy. And I have had a question as well, Becky, from Anita Broadbent, who's put, I noticed Becky did not open the seams before attaching the lining to the outer bag. Would you advise doing this?
So I didn't do what?
Did she notice that you didn't open the seams before attaching the lining to the outer bag?
Yes, I didn't. You're right. If I was making it at home, then yes, I would. But there's some things that are really quite boring for you to watch. So those kind of things, like flattening out my seams. If I was doing it at home, I would have trimmed my seams as well to make sure everything lay flat. I probably would have even used my pinking shears just to finish everything off nicely inside. Yeah, I would recommend that you do that. You spend a bit of time. I'd also give it a good press. I would do some top stitching over the top of that as well. It's just really that I can't. There's only a sort of finite amount of time that we can do. Yeah, we're restricted a little bit, aren't we? Even though the 2 hours. I'm going to show you quickly how to do this because I did do it around the wrong way. That's my outer part of my eyelet. I want that facing downwards. That's the reason why I had a problem with that earlier. And then I'm going to press down. You see, that's worked perfectly. Yeah. That was much easier than the way I was doing that before. Yeah. Right, I'm going to do one on here, just so you can see what it's like in situ on that actual bag. So you can see what it's like on this fabric here. What I'm going to, again, I want to take out these pieces because I need to make a hole. You will, when you're making your bag, you will want to make sure that you put all of the markings so you get your holes or your eyelets in exactly the right place. But I'm just going to do one by eye. for the moment.
What would you mark it with, Becky, on a patterned fabric like that?
What I would actually do, if I was doing this at home, so you've got your pattern here, and it's got your pieces, it's got your layout. So I know that my eyelet in that pattern piece here at the front, it should be in those 2 spaces there.
Yeah.
What I would do, I would either use, if you can use a pen, and you can colour it in if you've got some. You've got your ability to do that, or you've got some tailor's chalk where you can mark in here, or I would actually get a piece of thread and a needle, just seeing if I've got one here. What about you over here? Yeah, I would just mark it like that.
Yeah.
So I know
so that you can see, a visual. Yeah.
It really depends on the kind of fabric that you're using. But what I'm going to make a mark here, and actually I can see from my red pen marks where those are. I just want to make sure that I'm capturing that lining fabric in the kind of right place. So if I put this one, if I've got time to quickly cut the hole here through those 2 pieces of fabric.
So Lillian's saying, is this a new toolkit?
It is, yeah. This was launched to go with these bags, because these bags really do sort of you want to put the eyelets in them.
And
so
the
yeah,
details
this is
on the side of the screen you can see is for those 3 bag templates and the eyelets toolkit, where you're getting everything in that bundle. So if you're interested in those, the drawstring bag, the crossover bag and the backpack, the backpack, the shoulder bag and the crossover bag, you'll get all 3 of those templates with the eye tool kit. However, producer Nicola has just said in my ear, you can get the kit on its own. So if you want the eyelet tool kit, there we go. It is $29.99 or $34.95, and down into the Club Platinum price, the lowest you'll pay with your 20% off is your $23.99, $27.96. And of course, because it's our Crafters TV 4th birthday, not only are we giving away like £250,000 worth of product, but you're also getting double points at absolutely every single purchase from now up until the event ended on Monday, and also with every comment that you're making. So Lillian, your comment's gone in there as well. You're in with a chance of that prize draw that we're drawing at the very end. Myself and Craig will squabble it out between us who's doing what.
Squabbling it out.
I want to draw it out and let him announce it. That's what I said. I thought that was a nice fair double thing there.
I think so. That seems fair to me.
That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, you're in with a chance to win the £200 or $200, which I think is fabulous, just by simply commenting either here or on the YouTube chat as well, and where Grace will be picking someone's name out towards the end of the show, and they'll be going into that prize draw bag as well. So yes, you can get the eyelet tool. You can see the details at the side of the screen there if you just want the toolkit on its own, and you're getting absolutely everything in there, from the tool itself to all the parts, and I even noticed the screwdriver in there, Becky.
Yeah, you've got everything in there, which is quite useful. I've just ended up not catching that screw again. I really do need to make sure you do need to make sure you've got that screw completely tied in properly. Just give me 2 seconds. Just line that up. That's better. Line that up and screw. That is really important. That screw in here is really important that you get that tight in there to hold onto the fabric. Right, and then that will open up.
Can I just give a little big shout out to our Sam?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Our Sam he's just fetched us in another cuppa. I think I'm in love with this boy. Nicola, producer Nicola, I'm taking him home. He's coming home. I ain't got a coffee maker at home. What with that, producer Nick? She's saying we're over. Because he keeps supplying us with his cuppas. Tracy's got him well trained there. Jake could learn a thing or two. Is all I'm saying. Thank you, Sam. Big shout out. And he's busy because he's a very multi-skilled operator, is our Sam. He does all sorts, yeah, from twiddling those joysticks in the other room and doing his other job at the day, and then now he's over in our production side of things where he looks after us all here. So yeah, we've got a great team here, haven't we, Becky? A great team.
We're very lucky. We get the best people working here. Right, so that's a key thing to take away with you. Make sure that I did see my drink. Thank you, Nicola. I did. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Attention to detail.
I think he's looking at the fact that I haven't even drunk the last one yet. I do like to have 3 drinks at any one time. Now, all I would say to you is make sure that you screw everything in properly, because I've been a little bit lackadaisical with getting these things in, and that is what my problem's been. Oh God, not that one. Start with the base one first of all. Oh dear. Right, that one there. And then the screwdriver, make sure it's really, really tight. Don't. That's it.
Do you know, it's good that you're telling us all this though, Becky, because when you get those things home, sometimes you think the gadget's great, but how do I use it?
Yeah.
So it's really in depth, and I think that's, it's perfect. That's what I love about this. It's giving that detail.
So. And we have given you instructions on the packet, but when I first got it, I was like, I couldn't work out which thing was which, first of all, so it took me a little bit of time to mark them up, to work out which thing was which. So, right, there's that. Right, make sure you screw it in properly. Come on, Becky.
We're getting some good comments coming through as well, let me just tell you. We have got a couple of questions about the size of the eyelets, but I'm not sure, Becky.
They are 12 millimetres.
Thank you very much, Becky. 12 millimetres. So they're in answer to your question for our lovely Suzanne Dawn, I think, that asked that question. And also, I did notice somebody else said that there as well, but I think I've lost the... yeah. The questions have been coming in, so that'll have answered that for you as well. So 12 millimetres is the size of the eyelets. So thank you very much for that, Becky.
Okay, so just popping that eyelet in there, clipping the washer on the back, popping that through. So, oh, Becky, oh my gosh, what is wrong? I do need a spare pair of hands.
Do you need some help? Do you want me to come over? I'm saying I'm coming over, Becky.
Come over, Debbie. Come on. Right. Then if it goes wrong, I can just blame it on Debbie. Right, so.
Come here, what do you need me to do?
Now what we want to do, I want to hold that like that.
Hold that like that, yep.
And I want to I'm going to squeeze it. I'm going to squeeze it. And I just want to.
You've got to get the fabric through, yeah.
Which is because I haven't given it an iron, it's not flat.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give that. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So do you need me to move my finger now?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. And then we're just going to put that over the top.
I suppose it's lining them up, isn't it? And it's difficult when you're trying to get the camera angle as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not the easiest of things to get a good shot of, shall we say?
Oh, we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. I look like that. It's just really fiddly.
The thing is, it's fingers and thumbs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's getting it all lined up.
Maybe if I put that in there first.
Yeah.
If I put that, why are you not going in there? Hello. Right. If I put that there first.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I'll let you do that bit.
Yeah, let me do that bit. Yeah, there you go. If I pop that down like that. Oh, that's better. That's better. Look, pop that eyelet in first. Then drop that down. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, listen, don't be sorry, because I think that this is good to show people that you can, and at home you're not going to have camera angles pointing in all sorts of different places. You're going to be able to take your time with things like that as well. So don't you be sorry for absolutely anything. I'll go over the details of the thing that you can see on the screen right now is the eyelet toolkit on its own, but of course our main focus here is the bag making templates, which is our new launch today, that you'll get all 3 of those templates, and you'll get the highlight toolkit in there as well for £55 or $70. Of course, taking it down to £44 at $56, and of course double points on everything. This is a brand new launch today here, and this is our softer side of life with our gorgeous Becky, and also because I'm conscious, do you know, we've been that engrossed, we've not even had a little break. So while you're fixing all of that, Becky, I think what we might do is we might give people time to check out, because we've got some fabulous fabrics that we're going to go through as well. We'll let Becky get that sorted, because it just puts you under immense pressure when you've got things like that watching you constantly, and we'll come back to that in a second. But yes, so the new launch is what you can see here at the side of me, those 3 fabulous new bag templates from Crafters Companion, and you are getting a crossover bag, a drawstring backpack, and also a drawstring shoulder bag, and of course that highlights toolkit. We'll come back in a few minutes because we'll go through the rest of the new launch that we've got as well, because I know Becky's got something lined up with those lovely multi-craft dies. And we've also got to the side of me, and they're leaving me in charge of all this fabulous fabric, but we've got some new fabrics for you as well. So whilst Becky's sorting her eyelet side out, and make sure you can just nip off and go and grab yourself, maybe you want to go and grab yourself a little cuppa as well. So we're going to give you a few minutes, and for anybody that's not aware of our Club Inspire, is a little video to tell you all about it.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Yeah. Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome! This is awesome!
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
It's the Crafters TV 4th anniversary from the 5th till the 11th of September, and here's 4 great reasons why you need to tune in. Number 1, all your favourite shows with all your favourite experts and presenters, plus loads of brand new launches. Number 2, double points for all Club Inspire members. Number 3, chances to win vouchers to spend on the Crafters Companion website. And number 4, a free gift of a Crafters TV crystal pen. So join us from the 5th till the 11th of September for the Crafters TV 4th anniversary.
And welcome back to Crafters TV. Lovely to see Ben there telling you all about our 4th year anniversary and everything that's going off. All you lovely people that have been commenting, every single one of you that have been commenting on Facebook and on YouTube, you are all going to be in with that chance, and I'm really excited to see who's going to be pulled out of the name bag, going into the bag, shall we say, for the chance to be in with that prize draw on Monday with myself and Craig. Our lovely Becky is well, I say we're moving on. We're having a bit of a senior moment, is all we're going to say, because Becky realised that she was putting the 2 different things in wrong at the same time. It happens to us all, and I'm not going to stress her out anymore because we've got loads more to cover as well. But thank you to those people that had noticed. Do you know, sometimes when you're here and you've got cameras on you and you're trying to get ahead of things, sometimes you can just forget which goes with which, and that's exactly what Becky had realised. She'd said to me, it was like that light bulb moment, and I did say there's been some comments coming through, people are saying that as well. It's easy when you're sat at home and you can see things. I once watched Debbie do something and I was screaming at her, you're doing it the wrong way around, but you sometimes just can't process your brain the right way that you'd like it to. But there's been loads of lovely support, loads of lovely comments, and loads of lovely people mentioning, this made me laugh. Sarah Brown put, does Becky need a hot chocolate with a dash of Baileys? Yes, she does.
Definitely.
She absolutely does. And she's put, Rita Jackson's put, I agree with Debbie, nothing to apologise for, Becky. I probably couldn't get through step 1, knowing thousands of people are looking at me, no worries. And Eva B put, Becky, deep breath, you've got this. And you have. Do you know when you realise your mistake that you've done, you then think, what a dafty. And I was struggling to do it, and what a dafty. We do it, we all do it, we're all human, it happens to us all.
It's a really stupid thing. It's not like it's a complicated thing, it's just like this,
and then she said
woman.
to me, do you know what, I've used this how many times at home? She said to me, Debbie, I don't understand. I've done this hundreds of times at home. I use it all the time. And then she realised what she'd done. So everybody, don't worry. It's absolutely fine. That's what it's all about. And like I said, the amount of support, the comments, I've got the live stream up and I can see the amount of comments that are coming through for you, Becky. So seriously, do not worry about it. And you don't apologise for a single thing. So we have got, oh, bless Stephanie. Thank you. Stephanie, well, hello, Becky, Debbie, CCTV crew, social superstar, and absolutely everybody. Didn't know Debbie was joining Becky this morning. Nice surprise. Yeah, it's a good job I'm not over there. That's all I'm going to say. It's a good job I'm not over there today. I won't have a clue. But it's been fascinating, and you know, it's honestly, it's fine, Becky. It's absolutely fine. So you've seen one of the new launches. We're going to go on to the second launch in a second, but we have got some absolutely lovely new fabric. fabrics, not material. I once said material down at Sewing Street to John. It was like, Debbie darling, it's fabric, not material. I was like, whoops.
But he does call papercraft cardboard.
Does he really?
Yes.
What is he like?
He said, is anyone from Crafters on cardboard today? I said, do you mean papercraft? And he calls it cardboard. But lots of people have started calling it cardboard now. But yes, not the same.
Well, we have got some new fabrics for you. Actually, these, oh my God, I wish you could feel the sensual, I was going to call it then. Sensory. Although, to be fair, fabric can be quite sensual. It's beautiful to touch. But it is, I wish, do you know what I want people to see? Because they're just going to see the pattern, they're not going to get to feel it. It's like, we used to call this a brushed...
It's a brushed cotton.
Cotton or flannel. Yeah, the brushed cotton. And they're absolutely gorgeous. Lewis and Irene fabric, which I do know is beautiful. We used to sell these in the shop when I worked in Chesterfield. So I'm going to go through each individual one for you. Every single one that you're going to see, what I'm going to show you in a second, is all there, $7.99 or $11.99. Of course, going further down, it's £6.39 for the club membership if you're in platinum at the 20% level, and then $9.59 for them. And I absolutely, honestly, the feel of these they're like a really luxury pyjama material.
It's exactly that, isn't it? It makes you think cozying up, unwrapping presents.
Yes.
You know, by the fire. They are beautiful, super, super soft. They're going to wash, they're going to iron really well. They are just gorgeous.
And they're absolutely gorgeous. The size of these, Becky, do we know the size of these?
Well, you can get the price is per half metre.
Per half metre.
But if you wanted to order more, so if you wanted to maybe make a pair of pyjamas and you wanted to order 2 metres, 2.5 metres, you can do up until, I think it's a 6 metre piece of fabric.
The maximum that you can go to.
But the
Absolutely
price
fabulous.
you've got
Thank you, Becky.
is based on a half metre piece.
Thank you. So this is per half metre, the price that you see on the screen. This one's called Snow Day on Cream. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lovely imagery on there as well. And then you've got the Snow Day on the ice blue option. And I'm going to make sure I get these in the right order. We've also got the Snow Day on the grey, which again is a really lovely, the texture of this material. I can't tell you how fabulous that is. This is the Snow Day houses on ice, icy blue, shall we call it. It's a gorgeous blue, that. Absolutely. It's the material itself is just gorgeous. I would open it all out, but I'm absolutely rubbish at putting things back together again, so I'm just going to leave them there in the order. Then we've got the Snowfall, is this the right one? The ice blue, is that what they call it? Because that looks like, oh sorry, it's the Snow Day houses on silver. I do apologise, I'm trying to read there. Can't wait to get my new glasses because seriously I need them. But oh my God, this is beautiful, Becky. Totally in love with fabrics, really, and I do mean that. Now this is Snowfall on icy blue. Look at this, this is gorgeous. And I do believe Becky may be using this in the craft along.
Well, as producer Nicola has said, why don't you use this? And Nicola's the big cheese today, isn't she?
She is indeed.
So, whilst I've brought the Gingerbread Lane fabrics with me, which I was going to use for the craft along, I'm going to use this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, definitely not using this fabric and making it into a table run. I'm going to use this as a runner to go to the bottom of my bed.
Oh, lovely.
So that cosy fabric, I'm going to definitely use that.
Absolutely. Now this one is the Snowfall on dark cream. Then we, look at that, Snowfall on red. That is gorgeous. I absolutely love that one. Then we have got, now they get this right, this is the Snowflakes on red. Oh my God, Becca, these are beautiful. That texture is just glorious. The Snowflakes on ice blue, so I'm going to open that up a little bit more so you can see that. And then lastly, the Snowflakes on ice grey, which is just beautiful fabric. Now that is Lewis and Irene fabric. Make sure I've got my piles in the right order. Now we do, of course it's all Lewis and Irene, Debbie, you can see that written down in front of you. I did say I need to get my eyes chested. I'm glad I did actually, Becky. £400 later.
What? Because you need new glasses.
New glasses, my eyesight's gone, it's took a bit of a nosedive.
Do you know what I said to them? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use my old glasses and put the new frames in, new lenses in, and it still worked out to be almost the same amount of money.
Exactly, because I said, I've got these, could I use these frames? There's nothing, well, I said there's nothing wrong with these frames. Ezra's had a little hand at pulling them off my face, and one of the arms has gone a bit baggy. And they're like, oh, no. So I've got the same frames, but in black and grey, but it's just the amount, because I've had to go down the variofocal line.
Yeah, I've been wearing varifocals for a while now.
Yeah, I know. So, you know, it comes to us all, doesn't it?
Yes.
Now, moving along to the next lot of fabric. Oh, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous fabric. And I'm going to try and read these through. So I've got Holly and Ivy on light silver with pearl. Ah, Becky. This fabric's absolutely stunning.
And it
I honestly love
so
this.
silky smooth, doesn't it?
Do you know, I was just going to say to you, is this a cotton?
Yeah, it's still a cotton, but it's not brushed cotton. But it's
No, but
Lewis and Irene cotton is always really, really good quality.
It's the quality.
It feels silky.
Do you know, that's the way I was looking, because I'm thinking, if this is cotton, why does it feel so silky? It's beautiful. So that's the Holly and the Ivy on the light silver with pearl. So that's that one. The next one is the same, so it's the Holly and Ivy, but this is winter blue. Look at that. Oh my God, that is absolutely stunning. Then we've got the Holly and Ivy on the natural with pearl. So you can see that natural, it's like a taupe colour in the background. Absolutely stunning. And again, the quality is absolutely fabulous. So again, the price on the screen is $7.99, $11.99. So that's the Holly and the Ivies. Now we're going to move on to the pearl dots on cream. Gorgeous. Pearl dots on silver. Get this the right way around.
Oh, look at that one. That's lovely.
That is, honestly.
It's got a shimmer to it.
Do you know, when I was looking at it, Becky, it's got like almost like a shimmery texture to it, which I don't know if you can catch it in that light, but oh my God, this is the fabric that you want to get home and look at, because you'll see that lovely shimmering dot design running through there. And then the pearl dots on the winter green. Look at that.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
again, even that one's got that lovely shimmering effect. The next lot that we're moving on to is the snowberry on winter blue. Oh my God, I think I'm in love. Oh dear
I'd love a
Lord,
dress
that
like that.
green is stunning. And again, do you know the little berries, the shimmering? They've got that lovely shimmering factor to those. The next one is the snowberry on dark red with pearl. And that pearl is whoa, look at that, you can see it then.
Yeah.
Look how highly reflective that is. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that one as well. Then we're moving on to the silver seed heads with pearl. Ooh, nice. And then the same option there in the the wintergreen seed heads.
That's nice, I like that
with
one.
pearl. That's gorgeous as well, look at that. And the last one there, and again, that pearl is coming from that lovely design of the winter seeds there, just gorgeous. And then the last one is the red seed heads with pearl. Absolutely gorgeous. And then, I mean, I think I'm in love with these fabrics.
I know. I couldn't choose out of those which ones I would want not to have, because they're beautiful, all of them.
And I love the pearl. Do you know, every one of that pearlized material, every single one of them has got that. And when you get these home, you're going to truly understand how beautiful these fabrics are. I didn't think, I actually tell a lie, I was always buying fabrics when I worked in Chesterfield.
Really?
Fell in love with fabrics, and I've got tons of them in me. So really, I should start sewing, Becky.
Yeah, you
because
should.
I've got tons of the stuff, and I used to just buy it thinking, I'll make this, I'll make that, end up using it in my Gemini demonstrations, cutting through fabrics.
No.
And I'm like, no, what are you doing, Debbie? But all of those gorgeous fabrics we're just showing you, $7.99, $11.99, and of course, the lowest price that you'll pay is what's in the club platinum price in that purple box. Right, moving along. Shall we do the second launch?
Yes. Yeah.
Because we've got less than half an hour, and I'm really sorry, Becky. I feel like I'm putting you under immense pressure now.
It's definitely my fault for taking so long with those eyelets.
Right, we have got 3 brand new multi-craft dies for you with this lovely stitch design. Let me get me notes so that I've got this properly so I can read it. Do you know, I've put my notes down, Becky. I've lost them. Oh!
You definitely need your glasses, don't you, Debbie?
Yes, I definitely do need new glasses, Becky, absolutely. But this is the second launch today with these gorgeous new dies. And again, when you look at these, you can see them in closer detail, and now Becky will show you in much closer detail. It is your, let me get this right. Debbie's wrote them notes down and still can't follow her notes. What on earth is wrong with you today, girl? I think we're both having a bit of a moment today.
I think we possibly need a donut.
Well, that does sound delicious. That does sound delicious. The multi-craft dies are your hello, your thank you, and your friend. Now, this is not just like a sentiment on its own. It's got all the accessories. So if I just turn them round, you can see all of the lovely dies that you are getting in this collection for £50, $70. It's not just the dies though, because we are throwing in there for you as well a bundle, a felt bundle, which is the hello colour. Love these. The colours on these felts are just beautiful. You can see it's like a rainbow of colours, and you're getting in total 16 sheets at sizes 24 centimetres to 22 centimetres. Absolutely beautiful. So seriously, that's a lovely deal. £40, $56 is the lowest that you pay if you're in Club Platinum. Of course, double points on everything with the 4th year anniversary. And if you love these on their own, that's what you can do there, is just head over, click on that link, the details are at the very top there, and you can buy these on their own. Or the one-click wonder is where you can get the bag templates, the eyelet tool, these dies, and the felt, and the three leathers, those lovely matte leather effects with the olive, the navy, and the blush. Is it called the blush pink? Yes, the blush pink. So you could get all of those in that, that biggest bundle at £130 or $175. Of course, that's just the flat price. Take off your club membership. Lowest you'll pay there for absolutely everything is £104 or $140, and your double points, which will take you up another notch, especially if you're nearly close to the next level. So we're going to concentrate on these now, and I'm going to shut talking, and I'm going to throw over to our Becky because she's got something lined up to show you how to use these.
Right. I'm going to show you a few samples. So these are paper craft samples. So whilst we can be using these for soft craft, using them, cutting them out of felt, you can absolutely use them for your paper craft as well. So these have just been cut out of some card, then they've been stitched with some embroidery thread, and they make really sort of spectacular little gifts. Little cards here. This one saying hello. Lots of different options you can do with these. So what I'm going to do first of all, if I've got enough time, I'll do a paper craft one as well, but if not, I'm just going to do a soft craft one, but I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right with time, she says. Right. Yeah, I'm not getting that eyelet tool out again. Right. I'm going to play with that when I get home, because it worked perfectly well at home, and I don't know what's happened. Right. Yeah, maybe that's it. There's no pressure at home. So when you get this one is your hello. In here, you've got lots and lots of dies, and they are big dies. You've got your outer piece of your die for your word, and then you've got this one with all those little perforations to cut all those cut and stitch places. Now, if you've used our cut and stitch dies before, you will know we always have them with a bundle of felt, and the felt is quite rigid felt. It's different felt to the felt we had when we were making flowers, which was quite sort of soft felt, because you want something with a bit of rigidity in it. But you've also got all of these other dies, and again, because they're multimedia dies, you can use these for paper craft, you can use them for leather, you can use them for felt. You've got lots and lots of different options with these, and I love the fact we're doing so many of these multimedia dies to give you those opportunities to make lots of different things, use them for lots of different activities as well. Now, we're going to cut some things out. My personal preference when cutting felt is to use the plates that come with your Gemini, not to use your fabric plates. Your fabric plates, absolutely fantastic later on when we do the craft along, and we're going to be using the multimedia dies to cut out the layers of fabric in the builder blocks. But I find for this, this works better for me. Now, because of the perforations, I like to run everything through the Gemini twice. Because the way the felt is, it's got lots and lots of fibres in it. You want to make sure that we're cutting through all of those different perforations. And let's be honest, it only takes a matter of a few seconds to go through the Gemini again. So that's all my personal preference. You'll find out what your personal preference is, but I find this works best for me. I always like to cut 2 layers of felt at any one time. I don't like to just do one. That gives me the flexibility. If I've lost a piece, or a piece hasn't come out quite right, or if I decide I want to make things twice, I've always got that option. So I'm going to cut my felt here. And I'll cut, once I've folded that over, I am going to cut it again, just to stop it from moving around. Then I want to place, so I'm using my white plate, I'm using my metal shim, then I'm popping my dies face down on here, and I just want to make sure I line up that perforated one with all those little holes in the right place within that main die. There we go, little bit of low tack tape. And I like to tape onto my plate. I know that other people don't do that, but that's what I prefer to do. And I might as well make use of that little bit of space there and cut out a butterfly, or a flutterbuff, as I used to call them. Butterfluff. Butterfluff. Yeah, it's one of my first words was butterfluff and germaline. Germaline, yeah. Germaline. Yeah, I know, because I was always falling over and cutting myself. And my mum would say,
germaline,
"Oh, we'll
Becky.
put some germaline on you," and that would be germaline.
Do you remember the germaline bubblies?
No.
When we were younger, so there was something like a penny. I think they used to be about a penny, and they were called germaline bubblies because they tasted like germaline.
Oh no!
Oh,
like a sweet or a drink?
No, like a chewing gum. Like,
Oh.
do you know like the Hubba Bubba?
Yeah.
And they used to be round ones. There may be some people out there that understand what I'm talking about, but seriously, back in the day when I was a child,
God, I don't remember
might
that.
have been a few moons ago.
No.
But yeah, they were called germaline. Well, I called them germaline bubblies because they tasted like germaline.
And I
they smelt.
I do love germaline. I
Oh,
think
the
it's
smell's delicious.
Yeah, it does smell really nice.
Wonder if you can still buy it,
Can
Becky?
you still get it in a tin?
I just
You
thought-
can definitely get it in a tube.
I know you
wonder
used to
whether
be
you
able to
can
get it in a
little
tin because
Yeah.
back in
Back in
those
the
days.
day.
That's what exactly. My grandma, my granddad always had a tub in because I was always falling over.
Yeah.
I remember those memories. My mum, my dad, my nana, and everybody always had a little tin of germaline in. I wonder if anybody else remembers that. I'm not sure our stateside friends would. I'm not sure our stateside friends would know
No,
that.
maybe
but,
not.
It could be. Could be a worldwide thing. I'm not really sure. Are you looking for something, Becky?
Yeah, I'm looking for the hoop. No, this down. Honestly, it's one of those days today.
Becky,
Right.
don't worry. I swear to you, it happens to us all. It really does.
Okay, so I'm going to use white plate, metal shim, fabric with the dies facing down, frosted shim, white plate over the top, and I'm going to run it through the machine twice.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I think sometimes there are days when you just know that things are going to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And continue to go wrong throughout the rest of the
You
day.
can tell within about an hour of being up how the day's going to go, because it does happen to me as well. Sandra Dundas puts, Becky, my husband wants to know if you've already been on the Baileys. Some laughing faces. That must be to do with the previous little faux pas that we had. And lovely comments coming in about the fabrics. People are loving the fabrics.
The fabrics. I mean, I have to say, whilst I sort of said to Nicola, "Oh, do you really want me to use those fabrics?" I didn't mean it. I'm delighted that I get my hands on those fabrics so I can keep hold of them. Because when I couldn't even, I haven't even been able to get hold of them. They're so new. They've only literally just come into the
hot
warehouse.
off the press.
When I tried to order them earlier on in the week, I couldn't get hold of them. That's how like you say, hot off the press they are. Right, so there, they've gone cut through fine. So 2 layers. Only because of these perforations. The power that you get with the Gemini is significant, but because you're cutting those little perforations, I mean, you can see that the butterflies have come out absolutely perfectly, but I want to make sure I get all of those perforations cut out here. And there you go. Now, to get rid of all those little holes, little bits, you can just fiddle around with that. That will get rid of it. But I find the best way to do it is use your pokey tool, just to poke those little perforations out. Now, if you're doing them with card, they come out really easily. It's just because, you know, felt has got all those different fibres in it. You may have heard as it went through the machine, it makes a kind of crackling noise. If you've not cut felt before, you may get a bit frightened and think, oh my goodness, it's electricity. It's not. It's just all those little fibres in the felt just being cut separately. So we're just going to get rid of all of those little pieces, which look a little bit like snow, but obviously not when they're pink, but when you're cutting them out of white, but they're tiny little pieces. So if you wanted to use them, keep hold of these for something, you could absolutely do that. So we're just going to get rid of all those perforations. And then you can use these for decorating all sorts of things. Maybe you've already bought those bag templates and you want to put one on the pocket saying hello or friend or something like that would be quite nice to do.
Yeah, and because the multi-craft dies,
Yep.
they will go through lots of, not just felt, they'll go through all your different materials as well, including into your card making, because obviously that's why we call them multi-craft, because they go over the, they go over the spectrum of crafts. And that for me is, I love a multi-craft die, because of that reason. And if you are going to use it in your paper craft, just put 2 or 3 layers of your cardstock together so that they compensate for that deeper cut that they obviously do go in, they go into. Anna's asking about the mist plate, the plate combination. I'll just quickly go over that if I can, Becky.
Yeah,
Which
please
was the
do.
cutting plate with your metal shim on the top.
Yep.
Your material with your dies facing down, plastic shim, and the other cutting plate on the top, Anna, for that plate combination that you'd missed there. So I hope that helps there. Rosalind's putting, I'm going to have to take the craft along, participating in a playing pool today in support of the Special Olympics.
Oh.
I know, because we have got craft along coming up as well. We'll give you more details later on. Sean has put, I haven't seen sewing dies before. They look amazing. They are amazing. Absolutely.
If you're not seeing them before, I mean, when you see the builder block, the builder block is, that's my hero tool, which we've got on later on today. You will be absolutely blown away by what you can do with this.
This looks lovely, Becky,
So you
already.
can see how you're putting it all together, like that. I think you're gonna
Lynn
go like
Harvey's
that.
put, I always enjoy watching Becky. She has such a natural talent for sewing, and she inspires me to get my sewing machine out and have a go. I'm trying to get better because I would really like to make some memory bears out of some of my mum and dad's old clothes. That's lovely,
That's
Lynn.
a really nice idea to do.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is roughly the kind of design that I'm going to go for, something like that. But I want to use a embroidery hoop. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pop these pieces to one side, and I'm just going to concentrate on that hello.
The gorgeous colour felt, though, isn't
they're
it? It's
really
really
nice.
beautiful, vibrant colours. That you can really see that now you've got them out and that you're using them. We've had a question from Eve B, Becky, about the stick and stay on this fabric to cover boxes and glass. Eve, do you mean the fabric that we've shown, or this felt? That's what I... If you could let me know, because I might have missed that comment from earlier, because I've seen some comments coming through, but... Also through the fabrics, thank you, producer Nicola. So those fabrics that we showed, Becky, can you use stick and stay over them to stick to boxes and cards?
Yes. Now I would say if you're doing like cartonnage, I would use, I use wet glue if I'm doing cartonnage, so I'd use tacky glue.
Can I ask a daft question, because I've not heard that word before?
Cartonnage is when you're covering, I can go and get one later. So when you're covering your
I think
boxes,
I've seen you do a project before.
Yes, when you're covering boxes, so you're using grey board, but you're covering them with fabric.
Is there a fabric stick and stay?
Yes, so there is, we do have a couple of sprays, which I haven't got, no, I have got one over here. We've got one, which is heats, one is, so this one here is your stick and stay, which is your permanent adhesive. But in order to make it permanent, you need to add some heat. So normally you would be using this for a plique. So you would cut out a shape, spray it with this on the back, pop it down, and then iron it, and the glue would then make it adhere. But if you're going to be covering like a box or something like that, I would tend to use wet glue. I'd use a tacky glue because you want to make sure it covers that whole card with your fabric.
Lovely.
Now that fabric there, I wouldn't go with the brushed cotton because it's quite thick. I'd go for that beautiful plain cotton, not plain cotton, pattern cotton, because it's really nice and smooth. So yeah, I mean, if you have a look, I can't remember how long ago, it was a few months ago that I did that demo, using fabric on grey board to create little boxes. You can use any kind of fabric.
I remember seeing that, Becky. It was beautiful. Yeah. So thank you very much for that, Becky.
Thank you. Right. So I've just pinned that in place, and I've got some thread. So I've got a whole multitude of different embroidery threads. Now with embroidery thread, you get 6 strands of embroidery thread in each skein. But I want to use all 6. Now normally with embroidery, I would only use 3 or 2, and you basically divide them up. You sort of open it up here at the front and then divide them up. But because these holes are quite big on these cut and stitch dies, I want to make sure that they're filled with my thread. So I'm going to just cut that there. And then I'm just going to stitch through here. Now you can display this, you could do like a little piece like we've done on the packaging, where we've done little designs within a hoop, an embroidery hoop, or you could just use the embroidery hoop as a vehicle for stitching everything together. It's up to you. That's what we're going to do here. So I'm just doing stitches through. I'm just doing a back stitch. So I'm basically stitching through a hole ahead, like that. I'm going the whole ahead, and then I'm going back. So it's a back stitch, like that. But you could use other thread, you could use other stitches if you wanted to. You could make it more interesting with your stitching, or you just want to do this back and forth kind of stitch like so. There you go. You can just see how I'm putting that together to sew that. And then when you come to embroider or stitch your little butterflies on, again, you can just stitch them. You could glue them. You might be able to glue them with a little bit of glue, like Kalal multi-purpose glue. You can all-purpose glue. You can stitch that. You can use that to glue felt together.
Yeah.
The only thing is you can't stitch over the top of it afterwards. Or you can use some of our textile glue, or you can use some of our felt glue. It just takes a little bit of time for it to go off before you can put it all together. So you can just see how I'm stitching. Just finish that edge of the H, and then I'll show you one that I did earlier. So you can see how it's going to look.
These are lovely dies, aren't they? I really do like these. Anything that holds like a little bit of embroidery, I think, looks really beautiful.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. Let's pull that one through. So you can see how that's coming together. And then once you finish stitching it, that is how it would look with your little butterflies. And then you could always stick these pieces on just with a little bit of glue rather than stitching them on. So that is how you can use them for when you're doing paper soft craft. But if you wanted to do paper craft, we've got enough time for me to do paper craft.
Of course we can, yeah.
Right, let me just clear.
That's my clear.
That's pretty much how it is at home.
Scoop it, Becky, and throw it on the floor, much to everybody else's annoyance. XCon94 has put, it's nice to see Becky in her element.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're covering quite a lot today. Loads and loads of comments coming through. Rita Jackson's put, these are so cute. My granddaughter who crafts with me would enjoy these. Yeah, they're absolutely, they are cute. I really like them. My eyes were drawn to that LO one. We've had a couple of comments as well saying, Becky, love your hair today. So sexy. Says Stephanie Theodos. She's loving your hair today. And Diane Hatch has put, you ladies are awesome together. Thank you very much. Keep those comments coming in, because we are going to be very, very soon drawing someone's name out. Well, not me personally, our lovely Gracie, who's watching and looking and sending all the comments through, is going to be drawing a name out from everybody that's been commenting on both channels on YouTube. It's not just restricted to one, across YouTube and Facebook. And I'll be writing that down very soon onto my little star, and then it will be going into the bag for everybody who was already in there for that draw that myself and Craig will be doing later on this Monday, when our 4th year anniversary event ends. Don't forget, absolutely everything's on the website. We'll go through a little bit that in more details for you. £250,000 giveaway. I think today, if I remember rightly, did you say it was about 23,000 we're giving away today, which is just phenomenal when you think of that, let alone the prize that we're going to be giving at the end of this. Absolutely incredible. Just head over to that website and see what catches your eye. And you are looking for those green little stickers. If you click onto the Craig little, where he's like doing this, click onto the Craig, it literally takes you onto there to show you all the things that are in that £250,000 giveaway. So absolutely fabulous. Are you all ready, Becky?
Yeah, I'm all ready. So I'm going to use Friend now. So I'm cutting this out of some white card. Nothing more spectacular than that. Now, Debbie, if you won a £250 voucher, what would be your first product that you would buy from us?
Ooh, now do we still, now then, let me think. If I won, oh gosh, that's a toughie.
I'm putting you on the spot, aren't I?
That is a toughie, because I think I'd be drawn, Becky. Well, I definitely think I'd get some fabrics, you know.
Would you?
Definitely get some fabrics, and I won't be buying the half meters.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be buying the half meters. I would be buying like a couple so that I could make something decent out of it, or get you to make something decent out of it. Yeah. Or my daughter. I might send it down to my daughter. It's a tough one, that one. I'm not really sure what I'd do. Do you know what? During Craft Along, we'll ask that question of what people would do if they won it. What would they spend it on?
So you assume most people have bought Gemini, don't you?
Yes.
You think that unless you were brand new to us, most people that are watching us regularly would buy Geminis. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you've only got a small one, or maybe you've only got one set of pens. Yeah. Maybe that, no, because pens. Yeah, or inks. Yeah. I know we're quite fortunate in the fact that we get quite a lot given to us to use when we're in our demonstrations. But I would be veering towards the things that I don't use very often and that I've had my eye on, or collections that I'm never involved in and I want to buy. Yeah. That's where I'd be drawn to. But yeah, it's interesting. What would you buy, Becky? Pens. You know, I only have, which you're going to find out later on tonight, I only have the basic set of tri-blends. And basic set of tri-blends doesn't have very many pinks in it. And so you will see what I mean later on in the show, because I only had one pink colour, and the thing that I've made pink looks sunburnt. So I apologise in advance, but I mean that would be what I would go for. I'd go for all of the pens. So a long time ago, when I didn't work here, and I'd seen Leanne in the green room of another channel, and we were talking, and I said, "Oh, I've been thinking about getting some pens," and she went, "You need our pens. That's what you need." And I remember sort of thinking, "Oh, okay, I need your pens." And I had a look online. I was like, "Okay, but I really want to play with them first because they're a considered purchase." And I didn't know that we did things like we do where we do these sort of goodie bags where you get the opportunity to get a little bit of everything. Didn't know you could do that, and so. I didn't buy them, and then when I started working here, I was like, oh my god, that is the first thing I'm going to buy, because they are so good. There were so many different things you could do with them. Yeah. And we're privileged, aren't we, because we have the opportunity to try these things out and to have a go with them. But otherwise, you wouldn't know how amazing they are. But I think that would be my thing. I want all the pens and all the pencils.
Yeah, definitely.
And all the ink pads.
All the ink pads,
and all the dyes.
Well,
and
do you
all
know
the
what?
stamps.
Somebody is going to be in with that chance, and I'll be very closely revealing the name of the next person that will be going in with that chance to win that fabulous prize. So stay tuned, because we've only got, can't believe we've got less than 10 minutes now. Wow. This is crazy. This has flown by so quickly, and I've really enjoyed watching you, Becky, because it's lovely to see. This is what I'm loving about the presenting side. It's lovely to see my fellow colleagues working in their environment, especially yourself with your sewing. That bag I've got my eye on. Have you? As has producer Nicola, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Do we do a vote? I know it sounds really daft, but do we do a vote?
We do a vote, but I haven't really done very many things to do a vote with. Well, have I today? So we might have to not do a vote. We could do a vote, and it will only be this one card, which I think is going to be the vote. This is going to be the winner. So I'm using.
It's a beautiful bag, though, Becky. I know you've got to do it finishing touches.
Yeah, I do need to finish it off.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can vote on the idea of the vote.
Of course we can, of course we can. Well, we'll do that in a second. But this is just now delving into the world of paper craft, because these are a multi-craft dies, and you can see the details on the screen where you're getting all three of those lovely multi-craft dies and that felt bundle, £50 or $70, double points, of course, as well, and then take off your club Platinum if you're in the Club Platinum, or when you log into your accounts, you'll see your level of membership take off. Your final price is what you'll see on the screen, and that's what you'll pay. So the lowest you'll pay today is £40 or $56 for all of these. And remember, these dies that cross over between your paper craft and your mixed media and your sewing as well. So they're absolutely fabulous, those. But a quick question before I do the announcement, Becky, as well. Can these dies go through the MIDI?
Yes, they can. Yeah, they absolutely can. I'm just looking for a MIDI.
Well, the size of them, you can see they will go through. Yeah,
they will go through. Yeah, no problem at all. They probably won't go through the mini. They might do.
Mini. What are the mini? What was the mini? We've got a new mini. Have you seen the new mini?
I haven't seen a new mini.
It's raspberry coloured.
Oh. Look, I have got the photos of the new mini in my hand. And look, they fit fine.
Yeah. Do you know what I would recommend? And this is just because I work with both mediums. I would have one plastic folder for your multi-craft dies and then one for your paper craft dies. And because they're plastic folders that have got 4 different cutting plates, you can flip and rotate that you would do with your normal mini or midi, but just have a set because they cut deeper. They're made of a thicker metal, so they cut deeper into your plastic. They don't destroy anything, they don't ruin anything, if that makes any sense. But absolutely, just have one plate for your multi-craft dies and one for your paper craft dies. That's my own bit of advice that I'm imparting with you today, because I, speaking from experience, Becky, as we all do here when we've usually been through it, and you know, you notice things that you want to share that information with.
So I tend to use my paper when I'm doing any multimedia dies. I tend to use my fabric plates with them, even if I'm not cutting fabric, because they seem to make everything last a little bit longer. Because you obviously don't get the marks on them, exactly as Debbie just said, because they are a deeper dye. So you can see I've already cut out the friend, and I'm stitching friend back here. Anyone who doesn't watch the In-Betweeners won't understand what I'm talking about when I go friend, special friend. My husband's got a friend at the gym, or a stalker, I'm not entirely sure. But it's a lady who has been chatting to him quite a lot, and then during the class took a photograph of him. So he said he feels a little bit violated. He was a little concerned. He's going to take my daughter to the gym tomorrow instead.
Oh, bless him.
So you know.
Do you know it was probably all something in innocence. It probably were.
Well, do you know, he was wearing a pink shirt the other day, and he said, I don't think I'm going to wear this shirt anymore. And I was like, why? It looks nice. He went, 6 ladies smiled at me when I was walking down the high street. And I was like, wow, if 6 gentlemen smiled at me walking down the high street when I was wearing a particular thing, I'd be wearing it every day. But he was just like, no, I don't think I'm going to wear that anymore. I felt a little bit awkward. Right, so I'm just going to finish this off. A couple more pieces of thread. I think we're going to be all right time-wise, because it's not going to take me any time to put this together.
We've got about 5 minutes left. Right. Do you know why you're just finishing that, Becky? Can I read out the...
oh, yeah.
Because we've got a name. We have had a name come through, and so let me just move these to one side. So we've been talking about this. It's our 4th year CTV anniversary, where we have been running this event since, was it Monday? I think it was Monday?
I've lost track.
Yeah, I've lost track myself. And it's running through till Monday this week on the 11th with myself and Craig. So I think it started on the 4th, finishes on the 11th. And every day in every show, everybody that comments via Facebook or YouTube have that chance to win and go into the prize draw, to go in with that chance to win the final prize, which is being drawn on Monday, of that £200 and $250. And I've got a name. And actually, it's really funny because I've seen a comment on here that Grace has not put through, but because I've got my Facebook on, I'll say it in a second, because I'm going to reveal the name. And the name of this show is the fabulous Lynn Harvey.
Oh,
so there you
well
go,
done,
Lynn. And I've seen you comment, because we asked the question, didn't we, earlier, if I won £200, I would buy the ink pads I'm missing from my collection and just anything else I want, need and must have. So Lynn, your comments was the one, you're the one that got drawn out.
You could be the winner.
Into our prize draw. Look at this, no expense paid bag. Into that bag. And on Monday, we're going to be pulling one of these names out who's going to be in with that chance. So that going across every single show. So we've got 2 more shows later today. We've got Sunday's shows, and we've also got the Monday shows as well. Do you know what we forgot to do, Becky, at the top of the show?
What?
While you're busy just finishing there?
What did we do?
We've got a little bit of a celebration. One of our lovely crafters, TV experts, it's her birthday today.
Yay!
Are you ready, Becky? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Dulcet tones, everybody. Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle. Happy birthday to you. If you want watching Michelle, which you better not be on your birthday, let me just tell you. I've seen some posts already. She's had some amazing flowers. Oh my God, that girl is lucky. I think Ben really spoils her lovely Ben, not my TV Ben, the lovely Ben, Ben McCarthy. It's our lovely Michelle's birthday, so happy birthday to our fabulous Michelle. And do you know what I'm really excited about next week?
What
been
is
saying that it's been 2 years. 2 years she's been with us in September.
Yeah.
And I've probably worked with her literally never.
Really?
We always like passing ships. We did a bit of training together at the very beginning, and we just communicate through, because I'm always ringing her. We always have a chat and things. And next week, I'm with both her on Saturday and Jan on Sunday, because I'll be on this side of the building, and I can't blooming wait. So Michelle, I know you might not be watching, but I'm watching on Catch Up. Can't wait to see you. Enjoy your birthday. I'll be messaging you later, although if this is the future that you're watching, you'd have already known that. Silly old me. But let's just have a quick look at what our Becky's doing. Oh, Becky!
Right, so I've just got...
This is lovely.
I'm conscious we haven't got a great deal of time, so these little fronds and little bits and pieces, I would have put some ink on those, but I haven't got the time, so I'm just going to do them in white, which I don't think really matters anyway. But you can see how effective that set of dies is, being able to use it for this kind of thing, as well as using them for your soft craft, which I just love something that you can use in lots of different ways. I just think then it makes, it gives it so much value because you're able to use it in lots of different ways. So a little bit more glue over here, like that. I'm gonna put some, what do I do with my gems? Gems! So a little gem in there. And then we've got a couple more fronds to go around here. A bit more there. So again, obviously if you've got a bit more time, you spend a bit more time putting this together, but this shows you the kind of thing that you can make with
That's
this.
gorgeous, Becky.
Last little one over here.
Do you know what? It doesn't matter if we run over by a couple of minutes today, Becky. We're in charge today. There's nobody else here, so we can run over a couple of minutes. Just stop
Exactly.
telling the bosses. But
They won't mind.
they'll not mind, absolutely not. And I think it's lovely to get to see your card making, because I know you do a bit of both. We said this, we've got our lovely Becky coming up later on with another show, a little bit of a back to basics masterclass for you in stamping. But this is lovely to see your take on these gorgeous dies, and the reason why we call them multi-craft dies. That is gorgeous, Becky. I absolutely love that. That is beautiful. So is that the one you want to go through for demo of the day then? Because it's entirely up to you. I mean, I love the bag. I'm going to say I love the bag.
I'll have to find out where I put the bag, because I think I threw it.
Did you throw it across the room?
I threw it over there in a temper. Let's put
Becky,
this
that's
one
beautiful.
through.
And if we are going to do both, we'll probably do that at the beginning of the next show, and we'll do that, because we're not going to put Grace under any stress
And
of trying
do
to count
bear in
boats.
mind, whilst that bag's not quite worked out the way I want it to, next month when
Yes.
we do the show, the craft along will be on a bag.
Oh, amazing!
So you'll be able to see it without me crying quietly into my cup of tea.
Becky, you don't have to cry. You don't have to cry into a cup of tea. You don't have to put any alcohol in there unless you want to. But honestly, thank you for today. It's been absolutely lovely. I can't believe that the show is over. However, this has been Softer Side of Life. I'm going to give a big shout out to our lovely Becky. Thank you so much for your...
Oh, thank you.
Do you know, I've loved watching it. I'm genuinely mean that. I've absolutely loved watching you in your element over your side over there. A big shout out to our gorgeous, fabulous tea maker, coffee maker extraordinaire, Sam. I just... love that boy. Our producer Nicola, of course, James, who's been in control of all the camera angles and everything else, those shots, those close-up shots, and of course to our fabulous social media superstar, our Gracie, who I believe this is the only show she's on with me, because she's getting ready to pack, because guess what? She's on holiday again. That girl is always on holiday.
Ibiza, I think. Is she going to Ibiza?
I think it is. I think it is. She's got so many planned. However, I don't want you going anywhere. We've got a couple of hours off though, so you have got a couple of hours to be getting on with the other things that you might want to do in your craft rooms, whatever it is that you've got to do with your family, or a bit of shopping, or just a bit of you and you, or an our time. But do come back and join us, because we have Craft Along coming up at 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, minus an hour if you're standard, and 7 a.m. Pacific Time as well, where we have got a fabulous guest joining us. It's our Rhonda Crowley who's going to be joining us on the craft along. I can't wait for this. Can't wait to see Becky create that beautiful runner. All the details are over on the Crafters TV page where you can find out what you need. And of course, do come back and join us because I think it's going to be fabulous. We are celebrating our 4th year anniversary. Head over to that website. Go and check out what it is that you want to check out and get your hands on. Don't forget double points across all the website whilst this event is going on. And I'd like to thank you very much. Keep those comments coming in. Keep joining us and join us in that 2 hours for our fabulous craft along where you get to see Becky work yet more of her magic. So from everybody here right now, it's a goodbye. See you all soon.